Hey, this is Wendy with Loaves and Dishes, and today we are going to be making some delicious smoked ribeye steaks. I'm going to be doing these on my Pit Barrel Cooker Company smoker. You can find a link for that in the comments below this video. We use Kingsford original charcoal, not the kind with starter in it. And then I'm using these mesquite chips today, but I want to show you, I prefer these chunks. See, this is my old bag of hickory chunks. But what we have is chips, so we're going to use them. You just liberally add those in on some charcoal in the bottom of the smoker. And then we're going to start our briquettes over on the grill. That's how we start ours. You can also start them by pushing some paper underneath there and getting it lit, but we find it's easiest just to start them on this extra burner on our grill. So just start the fire, have it filled with briquettes, and you'll see smoke's going to start billowing off. There you go. That's the smoke, and it'll continue like that for 5-ish minutes. And while we're waiting for that to get right, we're going to go ahead and season our steaks. Because of the size of steaks that we buy, we cut them in half and share one. So I like to season mine with a little salt and a little pepper. You want to let that fall from high up so it gets a good spread. And then I add a little garlic powder and some A1 sauce. Feel free to just add salt and pepper. That'll work fine, but we really like those flavors of the A1 and the garlic powder too. So just be liberal there, maybe a tablespoon or two, and then take a fork and spread that around. And then a trick I learned when I was a kid, my dad was a butcher in his family butcher shop when he was growing up, and he taught me this. Take your fork and just poke holes in your steak. Be careful not to poke your own finger. Poke a lot of holes, and that helps tenderize the meat without making it much thinner, because you like a thicker steak, especially for smoking. That gives you it's more forgiving when you're cooking a steak on the smoker if it's thicker. So again, on the other side, salt and pepper and A1 and garlic powder, and then fork that side a little bit too. And I'll just share, you'll see if you watch any of my videos, I usually use a wooden cutting board, and this is a plastic one. I don't like to cut on a plastic cutting board because I feel like it's plastic in your food. But for something like this, it's perfect because you can throw it in the dishwasher for cleaning. And all I'm really doing is preparing the steaks and then taking them out to the grill. So the next thing I want to show you is how it is when the charcoal is ready in that little chimney. I think those chimneys that's just great. It's not quite ready in that picture. There my husband's got it, and you can see it's not smoking anymore. That's how you know it's ready. And then he's going to pour it on top of those chips and charcoal briquettes we already had in there. That's what it'll look like. Now you just pour it in on top. This really couldn't be easier. See that? Now it'll catch those other briquettes and the chips on fire, and it'll be smoking here in just a second. There's the grill going in place, and then the lid, and we'll let it catch. And then my husband's going to use his thermometer setup that he likes to use. He has a double prong thermometer, so he can get the ambient temperature inside the grill as well as the temperature of the steaks. So for this kind of setup, you'll see he's going to dangle this one kind of down in the center. You don't want the probe to touch the metal bars or to touch anything else. Just kind of dangle it in there. And then I'm going to bring the steaks out, and we're going to put a probe down into the center of one of the steaks. And you can see internal temp 130, 149. It's rising. And it's going to get up near 300. See the smoke pouring out? That's how it looks when it's about ready to go. So 300, 316, 315. It's going to hang around there. Now we're going to do the thermometer into the center of the meat. Choose your thickest piece of steak. There you go. Set them on the grill. They're good to go. Now we're just going to leave them alone until they are at the right internal temperature. I'm going to adjust that. You really shouldn't have to adjust that with tin foil, but the screw is not very tight. There we go. Now they're cooking. And we're just going to leave them alone. It takes about 20 minutes. It's not a terribly long cooking procedure. And it smells so good. If you're like us and have dogs, they are going to start hanging around the smoker. Here's mine, waiting. 20 minutes. It takes 20 minutes, Mom, till that good smoke is out of here. This one can't even deal with being outside. He just has to lay in his bed in the house. Okay, they are about ready. Look at there. Isn't that beautiful? Temperature says 140. That's perfect for how we like ours. If you'll look at lovesandishes.net for this post, how to smoke a ribeye, I have a whole chart on there depending on how you like your steak, and everything from rare to well. And now I'm going to give you our super pro tip. Once you have taken your steaks off the grill, there's still plenty of good heat on there, and we always throw bacon on the smoker and just let it cook while we're eating dinner. And when it gets done, it is the crispiest, best tasting bacon. Put it in a Ziploc bag and have it for breakfast the rest of the week. All right, have a good one. I'll see you later. Hey, this is Wendy. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you'll join Sarah and I on our mother-daughter adventures in takeout. You can find Dorks with Sporks wherever you download podcasts or at dorkswithsporks.com.